If you're looking for treatment you can try on your natural hair for hair growth, these are my top 4 hair treatments that has really helped me to grow my natural hair. The first treatment we're going to talk about is fenugreek water. Actual fun fact is that this is actually the first treatment I've ever tried on my natural hair. So this is one thing that I started doing to my natural hair like almost 4 years ago actually. When it comes to preparing your fenugreek water, it's very straightforward and very easy. You can use the two methods I used in this video, where you can do the hot method where you put your seeds, you put water and you let that boil until you get that brown color, or you can do the cold press method where you put your seeds in water and let it sit for a while till it changes color. When it comes to fenugreek, I actually apply this as a rinse or as a treatment when I'm doing my protein treatment or doing my hair mask or whenever I'm deep conditioning. So you can apply this on your hair as a rinse, or you can incorporate it in your deep conditioning process with your hair mask. I always recommend you do using it in your deep conditioning process because you get the most benefit out of it, because your hair shafts are open, so you can get all that benefits and all that nutrients into your hair. So if you want to try this method, you can use it in your deep conditioning process with your hair mask, or you can just use it as a rinse after washing your hair conditioning. You just use it as a rinse on your hair, then let that sit for like 30 minutes or an hour, then you actually now rinse it off. When it comes to fenugreek water, I recommend you using it once a week when you're incorporating it in your wash day routine or in your moisture routine. But for me recently, I only use it once every 2 weeks. I incorporate it in my wash day routine only. I do another treatment for my moisture routine, so it's something that I'll always recommend you try or add to your routine. There are other ways I also incorporate fenugreek seeds to my routine. I also add fenugreek seeds in my herbal oil, and you can also use fenugreek seeds as a hair mask on your hair. So there are different ways you can use fenugreek seeds as a rinse in your oils or as a hair mask. So there are it's very diverse product you can try in all your routine. There are so many benefits you get when you use fenugreek seeds on your hair. I'm sure on the screen you can see a few of the benefits, but I'm also going to mention some. So fenugreek seeds contain hormonal regulating compounds that may help in preventing hair loss caused by hormonal imbalance. This is very important, especially if you experience hair loss by hormonal imbalance. So it helps to regulate that and also control it. So if you're experiencing this, or recommend you trying fenugreek water. Fenugreek seeds also provide hydration to the scalp and also prevent flakiness and itchiness. So if you're experiencing that, you can also try fenugreek seeds, and it also helps to prevent hair loss. Also, regular use of fenugreek seeds as a hair mask or a rinse can make your hair soft, smooth and very manageable. That's why I always recommend you adding something to your routine when it comes to your natural hair journey or trying to grow your natural hair. I always recommend you adding a treatment to your routine, so you don't have to do everything I've mentioned on your hair, but picking one treatment that you be consistent with, or you just trying out, really helps in your natural hair. One thing I'll say is that I've noticed so much difference in my natural hair just by incorporating treatment in my routine. One thing I'm going to also mention is that there's one thing you actually adding treatment to your routine, another thing you being consistent with it. So you have to be consistent with all these treatments you're trying, because I've been using fenugreek water, fenugreek rinse on my hair for a very long time, but I've never been consistent. But recently I've started being consistent with incorporating it in my wash day routine, and I've noticed so much difference in my hair. So that's my take on fenugreek seeds, and I really hope you try it out. The second treatment I'm going to talk about is rosemary and cloves. This is something I started recently this year, and I have so much to talk about. When it comes to rosemary and cloves, I've literally heard so much about it, so much rave about it on social media. Everybody was talking about it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try a challenge with this. So I used the rinse on my hair 3 times in a week for 2 weeks. It was either 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but I decided to try this challenge out to see if it actually works, because I know fenugreek actually works. So I was really interested to see how it works on my hair. So when it comes to this, I would highly recommend you don't apply this everywhere on your hair, because I was doing it as a treatment or as a challenge. I didn't want my hair to be damp all the time, so I decided to just apply directly to my scalp. And I also did a little bit of research on it, and most people spoke about just applying it directly to your scalp, and it makes sense because you're targeting hair growth, and why not just apply it directly to your scalp where you're going to be experiencing that new growth. Also, because I was doing this on my hair like 3 times in a week, I decided to add oils to this rinse so that it can lock in like the moisturizing property of the water, because I'm just adding water to my hair. So I decided to go in with oils just to make sure that my hair stays moisturized even longer and not just drying up after. Rosemary water boosts hair growth by feeding your hair follicles with key nutrients. This may result in you getting a stronger and healthier hair, and that's what I'm all about. So with my research, I found out that rosemary has so much benefits, and I could understand why people were talking about it. And clove water helps to increase the blood circulation to the scalp, which helps to promote hair growth. So when you improve the blood circulation on your scalp, that's one thing you should notice, that improving the blood circulation helps to improve your hair growth also. So when I heard that cloves actually do this, I was like, okay, I'm going to try it out. So just a preview of how my hair was looking before. I really wanted to see what my hair was going to look like, and this is how my hair was looking after. I would say that this definitely works, and something that I've incorporated in my routine. It's not something I do regularly, only if I'm doing a challenge, but definitely works. So if you want to try cloves and rosemary, I highly recommend. Just make sure you don't overdo it and just be doing it like once or twice. So my third treatment I'm going to talk about is rosemary water. So I spoke on rosemary and cloves before, but before cloves actually entered the picture, we all liked rosemary water, and I've never used rosemary water alone. So I decided to try rosemary water alone as a challenge also. So what I did in my previous challenge, using it 3 times in a week for 2 to 3 weeks, I decided to do that again with just rosemary water. So this was the first treatment I was doing on my new protective hairstyle. So I really wanted to see what changes would happen if it would actually work. So when it comes to making rosemary water, it's pretty easy. Just put your rosemary, put water, and let that boil. Then you get this golden, like brownish color, like dark brown color. Yeah. So when it comes to applying my rosemary, I apply it the same way I applied the previous treatment, just directly to my scalp. I don't need my hair getting wet because I'm targeting only my scalp, which is where I'm getting the new growth. If you're not doing this challenge, I'll always recommend you using this treatment once in a week, because when it comes to treatments, they are treatments, so you don't want to overdo whatever you're doing to your hair, and some people may react differently with all these things I'm talking about. So that's why I always make sure for you to try it like once every week and see how your hair is feeling after doing it. But just by saying this, I've never experienced any side effects from using all these treatments, so I always recommend you not overdoing it. You don't want to experience any side effects from it, because one thing to note is that it's a treatment, like I mentioned before, so just don't overdo it. That's why I always say once a week is like a good chance you don't get any side effects. So if you want to try any treatment, don't use it every single day on your hair. Just make sure you're using it like once in a week when you're actually doing your hair care routine. Here are some more benefits of rosemary water. Rosemary water helps to improve your scalp health. Like, if you know one thing about hair growth is that your scalp health is very important. You need to make sure you're creating a good environment for hair growth. It is very important, and rosemary simply just does that. Rosemary water also helps with dryness, itchiness, and dandruff on the scalp. So anything scalp health, like rosemary tackles that. So if you're experiencing any of this, like I mentioned, you can try rosemary water on your hair. One thing to note is that when you're using rosemary water on your hair like almost every day, you'd start smelling like rosemary water. So that's something you should note. So if you can get an essential oil to help with the smell, it really does help. So this was the end of my challenge. I would say that I experienced a little bit of hair growth just by using this rosemary water. Something I would definitely see or try again more, but definitely noticed some changes to my hair. If you've seen the before, you note that you definitely notice a little bit of hair growth. So it's not something that I'm mad about. When it comes to treatment, whatever boost I can give my hair growth, whatever treatment I can do to my hair to increase hair growth, I'm all for it. So no matter how small the growth is, I'm always here for trying treatments to really help my hair, because there was definitely an improvement when it comes to using this treatment. So if you want to try this out, I'll always recommend you using rosemary water. If you also want to try cloves too, you can try cloves alone too. But this was how my hair was looking after. You can definitely see new growth, and my hair looks fuller. Is it just me? my hair looks fuller. So if you want to try this, like, can you see how my hair was looking before? You can see the before and then look at the after. Yeah, so if you want to try rosemary water, I highly recommend it. But also don't forget to buy your essential oil so that it don't smell like rosemary and marks that smell, because it does have a smell. So on to my last treatment. This is like my favorite treatment at the moment because I didn't expect the result I got from using this. So if you don't know what this is hibiscus water. The reason why I decided to try this treatment is because of I was trying to reduce my hair shedding, but when I did more research, I found that there is so much benefits to using hibiscus water. So when it comes to me as a natural hair girly or someone that's trying to grow their natural hair, I've realized that most treatments do the same thing. So you don't have to use every single treatment on your natural hair. So I don't really like incorporating new things to my routine, but I just realized that how will I know if something is good if I don't try it? So I'm open to trying new things and deciding what I'll actually keep in my routine. But hibiscus water was something that was like, it needs to be added to my routine because of the results I got from it. I decided I'm going to be using hibiscus water for my moisture routine only, but because of how good it is, I really want to add it to my wash day routine, but I'm already using Fenugreek water as my wash day routine treatment, and I really want to add hibiscus water because it just like my hair felt so amazing after. So when it comes to hibiscus water, the way I use it is that I incorporate it with my deep conditioning hair mask. So whatever I'm using to deep condition, I'm incorporating it with my hibiscus water, because when you deep condition, you open your hair shaft and your hair absorbs all the benefits, nutrients you get from using that treatment. So that's why I always recommend, if you're using a treatment, you just incorporate it with your deep conditioning process or your hair mask. It really does help for you to get all that benefits. Like I mentioned previously, the reason why I decided to try hibiscus water was to help with shedding, because I do a 3-month challenge where I keep my protective hairstyle for 3 months, and I experience a little bit of not excessive, I won't call that excessive shedding, but I'm just trying to reduce my shedding I got from my previous challenge. So I decided to start trying something early on to help reduce that. So when I did research, I found out that hibiscus water has so many other benefits. It helps to grow your hair, really helps with hair growth, it helps to strengthen your hair, it also helps to condition your hair. Like, this is something I experienced. That's why I'm going to be using hibiscus water more frequently, because of how soft my hair felt after using it and how soft my hair still felt even 3-4 days later. Like, before I did my wash day, my hair still felt so amazing. Like, I really love hibiscus water at this point because of it made my hair feel so soft, and it just made my hair feel conditioned, because we're currently in like the dry season, the dry, hot and dusty season. So really your hair can get dry fast and dusty. Because of the dust, you have more dust particles on your hair, but really hibiscus water really helps with that. So during this new season we're entering, you can really try hibiscus water because it really helps to keep your hair conditioned for long. I don't know why I'm so excited about this, but anyways, it also helps with dandruff. So if you're experiencing dandruff or premature graying, or you're experiencing scalp irritation or split ends, like, it helps to prevent split ends. That's very important, especially for length retention, split ends. And it also helps with your hair shine. So if your hair is looking dull, it also helps to bring that shine back. So if you want to try hibiscus water, I highly recommend this. But like I mentioned, it's a treatment, so don't overdo it. I always recommend you using it once a week. So it's something that you can incorporate in your deep conditioning routine. If you don't want to use that, the deep conditioning hair mask with your hair mask, you can also use it as a rinse, but just let it sit for like 30 minutes to an hour under your shower cap, then you can rinse it off. But this is something that I highly recommend because it's so good. I really want to incorporate it in all my routine, but I don't want to be using so much treatment on my hair with every routine I'm doing, if you can understand that. But this is one treatment that I'm really happy I tried. So when it comes to trying new things, don't be afraid to try new things. The worst thing that can happen is your hair telling you that it doesn't like it and you stop it. So when it comes to treatment, Don't be afraid to try something new, and also try to listen to what your hair is saying after using it. If your hair doesn't like it, it will tell you. So listen to how your hair is feeling. If your hair doesn't like it, stop it and maybe try something else, or give your hair a break, then try something else. But one thing I'll say is that never stop or never not incorporate a treatment to your routine. Treatments are very, very important, and don't underestimate the power of adding treatments to your routine. So yeah, that's all for my top 4 hair treatments. I really, really hope like at least you take one and try out. If you don't want to use anyone, I highly recommend you using Fenugreek and hibiscus water. Those are like my go-to at the moment. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to more information about my 3-month challenge, don't forget to subscribe so you get updated on everything I'm doing. We're currently clocking into the 2nd month of our challenge. So if you want to join in, you're never too late. You can just subscribe and watch my previous videos on what I've been doing, because I drop weekly updates on everything that is going on. And yeah, till my next one, guys. Bye.